I thought my hallway was empty until it started following me. At first, it was just a feeling. You know, that quiet pressure in your chest when something isn't right, but you can't explain why. That was it. Nothing dramatic. No shadows running across the walls, no doors slamming, just a hallway that felt wrong. I live on the 4th floor of an old apartment building. Long corridor, beige walls, thin carpet that swallows footsteps, one flickering light at the far end. It's the kind of hallway you don't think about. You just walk through it. Every night after work, I'd unlock my door, step inside, and glance down the corridor before closing it. Just a habit. Quick look. Empty. Always empty. Until one night it wasn't. I opened my door and stood there a second longer than usual. The hallway seemed longer, subtly, like the end was farther away than I remembered. The light at the end flickered slower, not broken, just slower. I stared. It felt like it was staring back. I shut the door and locked it, told myself I was tired. The next morning, it felt normal again, short, harmless, just carpet and doors. But that night, the feeling came back stronger. I stepped out to take the trash down around 11 p.m. The hallway was dim, quiet, too quiet. I took 2 steps forward and heard something behind me. A soft shift in the carpet. I stopped. The sound stopped. I turned. Nothing. No doors open. No shadows moving. Just the hallway. I walked again. The shift came back. Slow, deliberate, almost like a foot dragging slightly. I spun around faster this time. Still empty. My heart was racing, but I laughed under my breath. Old building, I told myself. Pipes. Air pressure. My imagination. But imagination doesn't follow your exact pace. The next night, I tested it. I stepped out into the hallway and stood still, waiting. 10 seconds passed. Nothing. Then I heard it. One step. Behind me. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just one soft press into carpet. I didn't move. Another step. Closer. I turned. Empty. The hallway light flickered twice. The air felt thicker, harder to breathe. I backed up toward my apartment, slowly, listening. And that's when I noticed something worse. The hallway wasn't just behind me. It felt like it was ahead too. Like it had stretched past my door. Like my apartment wasn't where it used to be. I rushed inside and slammed the door shut. I installed a small security camera outside my door the next day. Nothing fancy, just enough to catch movement. The first 2 nights, nothing unusual happened. The footage showed an empty corridor. But on the 3rd night, at 2:14 a.m., the video shifted. The hallway light flickered. The darkness near the far end thickened. Not a shadow from a passing car. Slower than that, controlled. It slid along the wall, toward my door. My stomach dropped as I watched the playback. There was no figure, no body, just a distortion in the air, like heat waves rising from asphalt, except it moved with intention. At 2:16 a.m., it stopped directly outside my door. The camera glitched for 3 seconds. When the image returned, the hallway looked normal again, but the audio wasn't. I turned up the volume, breathing, slow, close, wet, right outside my door. I didn't sleep that night. The following evening, I decided I wasn't going to let it mess with me. I stepped into the hallway and walked straight toward the elevator. The corridor felt longer again. Each step took more effort. The carpet felt softer, like I was sinking slightly. Halfway down, the elevator dinged. The doors opened. No one inside. The light inside the elevator was dimmer than usual, almost gray. I stood there, staring. The hallway behind me felt closer, like it had shortened suddenly. I stepped into the elevator. The doors closed slowly, and in the reflection of the metal wall, I saw something behind me, tall, narrow, standing where the elevator doors had just been. When I spun around, the elevator was empty. The doors were closed. I rode down without breathing. After that, things changed inside my apartment too. The hallway feeling didn't stop at the threshold anymore. My living room started to feel longer at night. The distance from the couch to the kitchen seemed stretched. Shadows pooled in corners where they never had before. Sometimes I'd walk toward my bedroom and feel like I wasn't getting any closer. One night, around 1 a.m., I heard footsteps inside my apartment, soft, matching my pace as I moved from the kitchen to the living room. I stopped. The footsteps stopped. I whispered, "Hello?" Silence. Then, from behind me, a breath against my neck. I turned fast enough to make myself dizzy. No one there. I checked the hallway camera again. The live feed wasn't showing the corridor anymore. It was showing my living room, from an angle I didn't recognize. Lower, tilted slightly, as if someone was holding the camera. The lens slowly panned toward my bedroom door. I unplugged the camera immediately. The red light stayed on. I pulled the cord from the wall. Still on. The live feed on my phone didn't cut out. It kept showing my bedroom door. Then the door handle moved, just slightly. I dropped the phone. The door didn't open, but I heard it click. Not from the bedroom, from the hallway outside my apartment. I picked the phone back up. The feed was back to the corridor, empty, but it looked longer than ever. The far wall was almost out of view, like the hallway had no end. I started noticing something else. Whenever I left my apartment, the corridor felt normal at first, but if I walked slowly, it stretched. If I paused, it held its breath. If I hurried, it tightened, like it was responding to me, learning my pace. One night, I decided to run. I stepped out, closed my door, and sprinted toward the elevator. The hallway elongated instantly. The light at the end pulled away like it was retreating. My footsteps echoed, even though the carpet had always muffled sound. I heard something running behind me, perfectly synced. When I reached the elevator, the button was already lit. The doors were already open. Inside, the air was colder than it should have been. I stepped in. The doors closed. In the reflection, I saw the corridor still stretching behind me, and something standing in it, watching, not moving, waiting. The next morning, I measured the hallway. Literally. I counted steps from my door to the elevator. 12. That's what it had always been. But when I walked it that afternoon, it took 15. I counted again. 14. Then 12. Then 16. It was changing. Not dramatically. Not enough for anyone else to notice. Just enough for me. I stopped sleeping normally. Every creak felt like a step. Every breath in the dark felt shared. One night, around 3 a.m., I opened my apartment door without thinking. The hallway was dark, no lights. I stepped out barefoot. The carpet was cold. I walked forward slowly. 10 steps. 12. 15. The elevator wasn't there anymore. The corridor just kept going. Door after door, all identical. No numbers. No end. The air felt heavy, damp. And then I heard it. My own footsteps. Behind me. I stopped. They stopped. I didn't turn this time. I didn't want to see what had learned my rhythm. I whispered, "What do you want?" The answer came from everywhere. You. The hallway light flickered on. I was standing right outside my apartment door. 12 steps from the elevator. Everything normal again. Except my door was slightly open. I don't remember leaving it that way. I stepped inside slowly, closed it, locked it, and realized something. The hallway doesn't stretch anymore. It doesn't need to. Because now, sometimes when I sit in my living room at night, I hear soft carpet shifts behind me. Not outside. Inside. I don't check the camera anymore. I don't measure steps. I don't test it. Because I understand now. It was never empty. It was patient. It didn't follow me. It unfolded around me. And sometimes, when I unlock my door and step inside, I feel something cross the threshold behind me. Quiet, measured, matching my pace. Some places don't let you leave alone.